Hi, my name's Nick. 2 years ago, I reviewed a gi for Adidas, or Adidas, however you want to pronounce it. It was the Yawara gi.
One of the things that I really love about this gi is how slim fitting it is. It sits so nice to my body, yet it's not restricting at all. I can move really easily. I can punch really sharp. There's no restriction in the arms or the body. It doesn't feel tight, but it's a nice slim cut.
So for the past 2 years now, I have been using the Yawara gi non-stop, almost every single day, because it is the best gi to train in and also to do any sort of training in. I teach with it almost every single day. And if I'm not teaching in it, it's light enough to train in all the time as well. I can use it for everyday traditional and basic training, and then I can use it for every single day hardcore training as well. It's not a grappling gi, but it has been put through its test and it hasn't torn yet either. I've tried to destroy it a number of times, like I have many gis beforehand, but it hasn't ruined yet. In fact, it still looks almost exactly how it did the day I bought it, only the colors kind of faded a little bit, not too much. It was a brilliant white before, and now it's just an off-white. And it held up. It's held up very well, especially for a lightweight kata gi. And this is the exact same gi that I had and wore in my review 2 years ago. And as you can see, yes, it does look a little bit more worn out and the color is starting to go, but it has kept up and it has held up. It has been through hell. I have pulled on it and sweated in it and been kicked and punched in it. And it has been through everything that a normal karateka would put it through on a daily basis. Yes, it's starting to lose its color in some spots and it's being worn out, but it is still intact, and that is the most important part of having a gi. Not that you would expect them to last forever, but in 2 years' time, it almost looks exactly the same as it did 2 years ago when I first received it. And it has held up and stayed intact. I'll teach in it all day and then I'll do my own training, from traditional training, from kihon to basic to kata training, all the way into sparring even. Okay. Now, it's not the best gi for sparring, but it will do. A lot of traditional schools, like my own, we wear the same gi for most of our training. When we train with our shihan or our head instructor, whatever they may be, then they always prefer us to wear a traditional heavyweight gi. And that's what I really love about the Yawara gi. It sounds like a heavyweight gi. It even feels like a heavyweight gi on the outside. And it's got the same sound and snap that you would expect from a heavyweight gi. Well, okay, it's not going to sound as loud because the material is a little bit lighter. But if you've got good technique, then it should make that snapping sound anyway, so there's nothing to worry about. But it's also light enough that I can do 10, 15, 20 rounds of kumite and still not die from overheating because it is that lightweight type of gi. The Yawara is one of the best gis I have ever worn, and that is why I own so many of them and plan on buying more as well, because I can use it every single day. I use it when I teach at schools and I do demonstrations. I also use it in the dojo every day, just about. The only time I really don't use it is if I know I'm doing a kumite class, so I'll wear my kumite gi instead. One of the main things that I love about Adidas is that they actually listen to their competitors and to the people who are buying and wearing their products all the time. And that's the best part about it. Adidas has been leading in martial arts for years, from judo to taekwondo uniforms. So it would only make sense for them to be leading in karate uniforms as well. And that is just what they've done. The Yawara gi is one of the best gis that you can use for everyday training and even in tournament as well. I've been using it for competition and it sounds and feels and looks just as good. It sounds like a heavyweight canvas gi, but it feels like a soft, lightweight gi. It has more of a hybrid sort of cut and feel to it. The pants have a longer length, so it just comes up to your ankles or the top of your foot, depending on what size and how you like to wear it. And even though it does look slimline, it also has the room like a Japanese cut so that you can move freely and not get restricted in your techniques. While the top has a more traditional look with 3/4 length sleeves and not as long in the front. It has a brilliant white color to it, and also it has a white stitching for the adidas logo or adidas logo. So if you're a traditional school that doesn't like having branded uniforms or gis, and you don't want, bright colors sticking out of it and everything, this is a perfect gi for that. The only thing it does have on it is the WKF logo imprinted on the bottom part of the top. And that's pretty much it. The Adidas logo, or Adidas logo, is embroidered in a white color to match the actual gi itself. You can still see it if you're looking for it, but otherwise you can't see it at all. So it's a great gi for traditional schools. That way they can put their own logos on the uniform, and it's not gonna really wreck the actual, feel. And I know that's important for a lot of schools. A lot of traditional martial arts schools don't like having other branding sticking out and showing out. So this works really, really well. The other thing that works really well with this gi is the way it feels. So it sounds and acts like a heavyweight gi without the whole weight behind it. It also has the capability to keep you moving in it. So there's no restriction. Even though I said that it is a more slim cutting gi that looks great on everyone, especially females love it. It also has enough room in it that it feels like a Japanese cut gi, so that you can move around and do whatever techniques that you want to do, any sort of strikes and punches, and it doesn't have any restriction like a normal gi that would be a little bit tighter. This one actually allows you to move as freely as you would in a Japanese cut gi, but more in a European type style cut gi with the longer pants and a little bit more slimline. So overall, if you're looking for a great kata gi that you can use in competition or everyday training, then the Yawara is the best gi from Adidas or Adidas that you can possibly find. It's one of my favorite gis, and I have been wearing it constantly for the last 2 years, so much so that I actually bought more. And it is one of the best gis that I have ever seen, and it's lasted a while. If you like other gi brands, then fine. But this is a great replacement for them, and at a much cheaper cost. Because not only do you get the same sort of feel and weight from those type of gis in the Yawara, but it also sounds like those gis as well, and for almost half the price that you would pay. I've tried almost every other gi out there, and although I like a lot of the other gis as well, I always turn back to the Adidas gis. It's a light enough gi to move around in, but it's also heavy enough to get that snap and strong enough to not tear every time someone grabs or tries to throw you. It is honestly one of my favorite gis I've ever worn, and I suggest it to all my students all the time. And yes, the gi isn't 100% perfect, and there still are some things I would love to see on this gi, but it is still one of the best training gis you can possibly find out there. And it's still available. So if you want to get your hands on one of the best all-day, everyday training gi that you can find, then the Yawara from Adidas is the best gi you can possibly get. But hey, that's my thoughts on it. And like I said, I've been using it constantly, non-stop for the last 2 years now, so much so that I've bought multiple versions of it just to have. But you tell me what you think of them. Go ahead, try it out, and let me know what you think. Hit the comments below, and don't forget to review it when you purchase it. All right, thanks for watching.